Oof.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palettes. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn Liu from the Box Press Studio, Seth Geis, and from the Pastani Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Doing better than June's 49ers.
Dude, what
Dude,
happened? What
I don't know,
happened?
you know
man.
what
Like, do they have
happened?
a
Seriously, what
hangover? Like,
happened?
what is
Yeah,
going on?
like,
They know. Did anyone mention them? They're playing the Vikings. Like, do they think they're playing the Eagles? Like, what's going on?
Dude, the Eagles played the Jets
I
and they
think
know?
they,
lost
I
that too,
think they
man.
got a
So
real high off of beating Dallas so bad, and they're like, "Oh no, we're the shit. We don't need to
Yeah,
try anymore." Who knows?
it's Iowa State Brock Purdy, man. It's just
terrible, terrible.
Ah,
All
that's
right.
all right.
So today we are talking about the Crux Epicure Habano Robusto. Cigar
that's
is
really pretty. That's a good picture too, man.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good looking rapper,
You
man.
know what? It's just a bummer that the cutting process of the bands just was a little bit off
Yeah.
here.
Oh man, I noticed that too.
Usually they're really precise with all the packaging stuff. It's just a bit of a bummer there. All right. 5x50 comes out of the Plasencia factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Nicaraguan Habano Seco, by filler both from Nicaragua. Blended by Jeff Hogan. Price point is $11.99, and the cigar was released in June of 2023. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
I would have had to be nice. Let's say it has a rustic flavor profile. Mhm. Uh, to be more detailed. It was it was it was harsh. It was kind of rough around the edges. I got like a consistent amount of like charred and like scorch, kind of like a cedar mineral kind of a combination going on. And that whenever I get that kind of a profile with those flavors, like it's really hard to have anything to like tone that down when I mainly taste that, right? So um it was just not, and it was pretty strong, like medium full strength. So kind of that charry, unrefined kind of earthiness with higher strength levels. Just that was just a bad combination.
All right,
Yeah.
Seth, what about you?
Man, Kirk Cousins just did a good job. I don't care what people say. I'm going to defend Kirk Cousins on that one. Listen, this Epicure Habano, man, you could. I'm just saying from the get go, you look at this thing, you look at that wrapper, you're like, man, this is definitely a Plasencia wrapper. June is right, rustic qualities, minerals, earth, coffee, chocolate, rich earth, damp wood, leather tobacco, baking spices, some stone fruit. First third was really good. Second third, June's also right. All of a sudden it was just like heavy minerals. It was minerals and earth, and it kind of just with the damp wood and so forth, it just became a little too much, a little bit, I don't want to say harsh, but the strength and body went up and the flavor profile just wasn't, it was too much for me. It was, unpleasant. And it kind of remained like that way through the second, final third, burn and draw. I just think with the tobacco, it was good. It wasn't as like fine or I guess, perfect as some people would say, but I just think that also has to do with the tobacco that was being used in the cigar. John?
Agreed on the Plasencia comments very clearly. The tobacco looks like it comes out of Plasencia. I'd even say the flavor profile kind of reminded me of a lot of Plasencias, which for me was a good thing. A lot of notes are similar. I didn't get the minerality you guys are talking about. I did get definitely the earth, earth, leather, tobacco, wood, creamy mustiness, spices, a little bit of chocolate. It's like kind of a darker rustic. I didn't get a toasted quality. So for me, that was the kind of rustic, earthy profile that I enjoy without the harshness. And then the second third led off with actually creamy vegetal, which I was like, that's different. And then earth and chocolate to follow, wood, some tannic accents. Still good in the second third. And then I think as it progressed in the last third, that earth kind of started to take over the profile. So, it's not harsh. It's a little one note, which is, not kind of what I'm looking for, especially after that first two thirds delivered like whole medley of flavors. So, pleasant, but not dynamic. Burn was perfect. Draw had just a touch into the resistance spectrum, which is a shame because I thought they're going to clear it out in terms of the construction score. But yeah, no, this is it really surprised me because I didn't expect the Habano to have that much depth to it. Yeah, Aaron, you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with oak, earth, and a combination of black pepper and crushed red pepper. Oak gained a toast note fairly quickly, and the crushed red pepper faded away. Second, third saw the black pepper mellow, and then final third saw some wood bitterness and a light vegetable note join in. I thought the cigar had a nice start, had a bold combination of flavors. Profile took a step down in the second third as the boldness mellowed and kind of maintained that level the rest of the way. I thought it was an interesting cigar. The spiciness in the beginning was a bit unique and not really something I experienced that often. And I kind of noted that when John and I smoked this at TPE last year, I want to say.
Yeah.
And I think we were both kind of commenting on how spicy of a blend it was. So, I don't know that I'd really come back to this cigar, but I'd be open to checking out another Vitola maybe just to kind of see how that fares. So, not my favorite Crux, but I'd be open to trying some of the other sizes. All right, let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with John at 6.67. I gave it a 6 even. Seth gave it a 5.6, and Jiunn gave it a 5.45. So, John, how'd that 6.67 match up for you?
It's bang on. Like I said, this one caught me off guard. I didn't find this as spicy as the one we smoked at the show, which is a good thing. And I don't think this follows the typical profile of a Habano. But score matches up well.
Yeah, my 6 even matches up as well. Above average flavor profile, really good construction, just a little bit of wavy burn. It's the only thing I can really find to complain about in regards to the construction, but just not quite enough to put it over the top where I'd want to, come back to it for sure. But like I said, maybe another Vitola. Seth, 5.6.
Yeah, I mean, to me it smoked like, and we can get into this later on. I think I said it to John. I said the wrapper looked like a Plasencia Almafuego, and it kind of just smoked like I guess more affordable Almafuego. I think those are more like around the $20. I'd come back to it, but with the understanding, like, this is kind of a smoke that I could only have probably like late in the evening. It kind of, I don't want to say destroys my palate, but it's pretty heavy, and it's a heavy smoke for me. But the price isn't bad for what it is. It's not a profile that I gravitate towards on a frequent basis. But it is affordable and approachable. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if this does really well for Crux. I can just see it actually being a successful cigar. It's just not my cup of tea. So, Jiunn?
Jiunn, 5.45.
It's usually I like Cruxes, but this is definitely probably the worst one I've had in their portfolio, honestly. It's a total miss for me. I think I can see where they're going, right? Like they do such a good job of hitting different kind of niches, right? Of different flavor profiles and strength levels. And I could see coming in with something like this of a powerhouse and try to make it work, but the blend approach is just too harsh. Like, yeah, it was just too rustic,
All right, final thoughts from you guys on this one?
This, I think I put in my comments, this actually for me was so much of a hit that I think this is probably the best Crux for me in the new batch. Like, since they changed factories, this might be my favorite Crux they've put out. And I don't even think it's close.
Well, factories haven't really changed. They just
Does
did
it
a
make you think?
quick
Does
dip
it make
with
you think
AJ.
like the passport? Does it make you think of like the Crux passport, John? Do you remember that cigar?
Yeah, I feel like the passport was lighter. You know what I mean? Like, it was sweeter and lighter. This is definitely like earthier and heavier, and
This is
This
heavier.
is like a rough version of that. What is that? They had like a really strong one, like Connoisseur or something. It was
No,
deceptively
the
strong.
Connoisseur was
the-
the
no,
Connecticut.
no, you
That
think of
was
the
super
Bull and
good.
Bear, I think.
What?
I love Bull and Bear.
Which one am I thinking about?
Okay, so they started
It
out
was
with
like a thinner ring
passport.
gauge. It was
They
Well,
had
that is the
passport, which was
Connoisseur.
the Petit
yeah, the Connoisseur,
Coronas.
right? Those deceptively strong.
But the
and-
Connoisseur,
No,
well,
those were Connecticut's.
those are very light. Yeah.
Huh. I don't remember that.
Dude,
Anyways.
honestly, I think you're thinking of the original passport. Were they blue? Blue Band.
No, they were skinny. Like I know Coop really liked that blend, but
Yeah,
it
the
was
connoisseur is
strong.
what you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe
Yeah, I
it
don't
hit
even.
you that way. But
Maybe, yeah. Anyways,
I'm not gonna lie to you, Jiunn. These are anywhere fucking close to the connoisseurs.
no,
So
I haven't had
to
one in
all
a
of our
long time.
listeners out there
Yeah.
who think that there's a connection, there isn't. He's
Yeah,
been
you know
watching
what I
too much
like is
Joe Rogan, and he's on mushrooms.
Oscar de la Fuego, Connecticut.
I think
I will.
it's going to do well for him, though. I'll agree with you, John. Like I can
Think so?
see. Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can see.
American market, no
I can
question.
see smokers.
Oh, for this kind, yeah.
If you could get people
Yeah, yeah.
behind this in a shop, I could see a lot of people getting behind it.
Yeah, it's like
Is a
the
good profile
similar
for
people that
American
like
market.
the black work stuff, right? It's like
Yeah.
powerhouse stuff.
Yeah, but
If
but
you
this is
had-
more restrained, I think.
If
Yeah.
you had customers who like the Placencia stuff, or you've had like a
Yeah,
good
Seth said it's
Placencia
like a
bin or
budget placencia.
it's a really affordable. It's. I mean, it's a heavy Nicaraguan. It's I mean, the only other
Chewy.
Yeah. What else is
Chari.
Blackworks is this chewy. That's good.
Roma.
That's a good
Not many
intensity.
people do
Roma.
that. Yeah.
There's
Roma.
not many people who hit that intensity, and
No.
it's
Even
a good thing for Crux.
even Dunbarton tends to be on the sweeter side, not on the heavier earthy side.
I don't think Saka's ever produced anything this well. Maybe some of his little his stuff out of Noxa for his what are those releases called?
Oh,
the Sakas.
no, he's thinking
which
of
one?
the red meat lovers.
No, I was thinking Meister de Saka's. I think maybe.
Meister de
What was the last one that we reviewed of those?
One
of the owl
last
that-
one
was
wasn't
Pull it
Unstolen
up.
Valor.
Yeah, Stolen Valor. It's kind of like that's probably the closest thing to this, and I don't even think
Okay.
that's anywhere near this.
Yeah.
Can I just say what they did on this with the band? It's such a small touch, but it's such a great touch where instead of having a secondary band and adding to the price of the cigar, they just it says right on the band, Habano. Like just a little cursive thing on the band. And I'm like, that's all you need. It's clear and obvious what this is. If it was in a thing with a bunch of other epicures, I could tell exactly what this is. You don't need a second band raising the price. I'm like, that's really well thought out. And it's clear and obvious and in a different font and a different color.
Do you know
Yeah.
what the funny thing is about it being the red font and how it's written? Do you know what it made me think of?
No.
If you look at it, it looks like look at some of the Alec Bradley fonts.
Mm.
If you look at it, it'll make you think of Alec Bradley did it with a couple of their like I'd have to pull up some of the Alec Bradley stuff.
Yeah.
They
but
might
you'll
have done
see
it with Lost Art, but like with the initial bands, but not the final bands.
It is. It was one of those Lost Art things. You'll see it's the same
Oh.
style font.
Same cursive.
It's not even cursive. It's kind of like let's make this font look like it's handwritten.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
All right, wherever you catch this video, be sure to like and subscribe, but check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Follow us on the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Habano.